Every time she thought of Leon Valente, her body reacted as if he was in the room with her. Her heart picked up its pace as she brought those darkly handsome features to mind. "Do you know anyone, Lizzie?" Georgie asked, turning towards her. No," Eliza said. "I don't mix in those sorts of circles. Any more." Marcia clicked her pen on and off a couple of times, her expression thoughtful. "I suppose it wouldn't hurt to try. I'll make a brief statement to the press. Even if we could stay open until Christmas, it would be something." She stood up and gathered her papers off the table. "I'm sending a letter to the parents in tomorrow's post." She sighed again. "For those of you who believe in miracles, now is a good time to pray for one." Eliza saw the car as soon as she turned the corner into her street. It was prowling slowly like a black panther on the hunt, its halogen headlights beaming like searching eyes. It was too dark inside the car to see the driver in any detail, but she immediately sensed it was a man and that it was her he was looking for. A telltale shiver passed over her like the hand of a ghost as the driver expertly guided the showroom-perfect Mercedes into the only available car space outside her flat. Her breath stalled in her throat as a tall, dark-haired, well-dressed figure got out from behind the wheel. Her heart jolted against her ribcage and her pulse quickened. Seeing Leon Valente face to face for the first time in 4 years created a shockwave through her body that left her feeling disoriented and dizzy. Even her legs felt shaky, as if the ground beneath her had suddenly turned to jelly. Why was he here? What did he want? How had he found her? She strove for a steady composure as he came to stand in front of her on the pavement, but inside her stomach was fluttering like a moth trapped in a jam jar. "Leo," she said, surprised her voice came out at all with her throat so tightly constricted with emotion. He inclined his darkly handsome head in a formal greeting. "Eliza?" She quickly disguised a swallow. His voice with its sexy Italian accent had always made her go weak at the knees. His looks were just as lethally attractive, tall and lean and arrestingly handsome, with eyes so dark a brown they looked almost black. The landscape of his face hinted at a man who was used to getting his own way. It was there in the chiseled line of his jaw and the uncompromising set to his mouth. He looked a little older than when she had last seen him. His jet-black hair had a trace of silver at the temples, and there were fine lines grooved either side of his mouth and around his eyes, which somehow she didn't think smiling or laughter had caused. "Hi," she said, and then wished she had gone for something a little more formal. It wasn't as if they had parted as friends. Far from it. "I would like to speak to you in private." He nodded towards her ground-floor flat, the look in his eyes determined, intractable, and diamond-hard. "Shall we go inside?" She took an uneven breath that rattled against her throat. I'm kind of busy right now." His eyes hardened even further, as if he knew it for the lie it was. "I won't take any more than 5 or 10 minutes of your time." Eliza endured the silent tug-of-war between his gaze and hers for as long as she could, but in the end she was the first to look away. "All right." She blew out a little gust of breath. 5 minutes.